So insulation, which is a really controversial topic. So what we have decided to do is not vapour barrier. I have no idea how I'm going to do this bit. Sam?
Angle's complete. Now to figure out where they all went.
Hi guys, we are Nick and Sam, and this right here is Lord Onyx. We have been living and travelling in self-built campervans since 2018, and between us we have converted 4 vans. For the past few series we have been vlogging our van life adventures, which has taken us through Spain, Portugal, Scotland, Norway and Germany. But if you know anything about van life, a build is always calling. So this time around, Terra will be resting her wheels whilst we take on the challenge of building van number 5. Welcome back guys, today is day God knows what of the van build. We've decided not to count the days anymore because we're throwing in an hour here, 2 hours there, and day counting just doesn't work.
It's not working for us, and especially since I'm wearing these same clothes as well.
Yeah, far too long. 2 weeks I think you've been in there.
These are build clothes, so it's acceptable.
No, you've been climbing into the bed with them. Anyway, where are we at?
So last week we did some odd jobs on the van, and we finally got in the roof vent.
Finally, because that was such a nightmare, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot of waiting around, but in the end, it's all come through. We've done a water test on it, and it's all good to go. Yeah,
this week is all about the walls, getting the insulation in, the battening and the cladding and the ply back up, maybe even some paintwork, but am I going too far?
Let's not stretch ourselves. Normally when we say we're going to do all these things, they don't happen, so hopefully this time we'll set some aspirations and see how it goes.
Yeah, so first up, let's talk insulation. Okay, so insulation, which is a really controversial topic, as everyone has a different way of doing it, and everyone's way is the best way. And I'm not saying ours is the best way at all. We have decided how to do our insulation based on the experience we have, as well as focusing on what budget we've got. So what we have decided to do is not vapour barrier. We're not having a vapour barrier this time around. And why we have chosen to do this is because we, and I have seen other people, go behind the scenes in their van build and find vapour gather behind the vapour barrier. So there's no way for it to actually air out and escape. So we don't want that. We don't want puddles of water gathering behind the scenes. But I did want foil. So we bought this giant 45-metre roll of foil. The reason why is because we want it to keep the heat in and reflect the heat out. So what we're going to be doing with it is foiling against the metal of the van, but our goal isn't to make it completely airtight. The goal is to just keep the heat in and keep heat out. And just so you know, with all the products we mentioned, we do pop a link to them in the description below. And also YouTube has this whole new feature where you can tag products, so we've been trying that. I don't know how you find it, but if you do know, you might be able to find some products there too. Next up for our insulation is this sheep's wool insulation. I haven't been able to take it out because it's vacuum packed and it will just expand like crazy, so I'll take it out when we're ready to use it. And we got this sheep's wool from Roof Giant by Thermofleece, and again, you can find the link to this product in the description below. So yeah, for our insulation, we'll have foil straight against the metal, followed by the sheep's wool, and then ply or cladding, and that way the space is really well ventilated. So I guess it's time to get cracking. So why did we decide to work with sheep's wool versus other insulations? For us, the winning factors are that it's highly breathable. Unlike any other types of insulation, wool insulation absorbs and releases moisture from the air surrounding it, which regulates humidity. You know how important this is in a small metal space. Thermofleece is also made in the UK using 75% wool and 25% recycled plastic. Therefore, it's a sustainable option and can be recycled at the end of its life. It also helps with further sound reduction, again, a great quality for when you live in a metal box. But here are a few other geekier facts that helped us make our decisions. So that is the first wall complete for the insulation. It's got the foil in the background, Thermofleece on top. We're going to move on to the next wall, but it is getting dark, so we're not going to bother filming that, but it's the exact same process all the way around. Look at the van, it's fully insulated.
It's looking really homey now. It's actually really nice to put up, and it's feels quite warm, so I guess you can start sleeping in it.
Yeah, this November has been really warm, hasn't it? So we've not even needed our heating on or anything.
Just in 2 layers.
It's been hot.
It's been puckered.
Yeah, but the insulation, really happy with it. Really easy to work with, highly recommend. Next steps, what are they?
We're going to be cutting the metal angle, which is going to be edging off the vinyl and the ply down here to protect it.
On both sides.
And then we're going to tack up the walls as well.
Yeah, tacking it up because we still need to do the wiring, but we haven't got the battens or the cladding and stuff sorted yet, so we're just tacking things into position and maybe even paint them. Maybe. Ooh. Just maybe. Yeah?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Again and again, as always. Right, let's go.
So for edging off our van, we picked up a metal angle, a hacksaw, and a mitre block for cutting the 45-degree angles. A little top tip from me: if you've got a piece of square wood sitting around, place it underneath your metal angle. It makes it a little bit easier to cut when you're in the mitre block. As you can see, it's wobbly, whereas with, nice and sturdy.
I love it when we give it a little thumbs up.
It feels like a little piece on changing rooms, doesn't it?
What's changing rooms?
What? You don't know changing rooms?
Do any of you know changing rooms?
What?
Well, I clearly know they do this.
Anyway, she clearly missed out. Let's go get the angle in. Angle's complete. Now to figure out where they all went. So here's one that I cut earlier. It was just a simple straight cut, but I didn't film it like I meant to film everything.
Why?
Sorry, Nick. And I countersunk the screws to make it nice and flush as well, which is what we're going to do on the other ones.
Another thumbs up, you love that. What? And here's our little chunky monkey.
He is so fast.
Hello. Do you want to come help put the metal angle in?
Should we countersink you, huh?
We're going to need some goggles though and some gloves, I think.
Should we countersink you? We should screw. You look like you could do with a screw in here.
As Sam finishes the flooring, I started prepping the walls for painting. Sanding, and more sanding. We've found it really difficult to get the adhesive glue and carpet off the ply, but we are getting there. And so far, with the ply that we've repurposed, we have saved around £120, which makes it worth it.
And our countersunk broke, so we'll continue tomorrow, but you get the gist.
It looks like we're in matching outfits today.
Somebody's turned up as all the work and cleaning's been done.
I know, he just sits in the front of the cab, project managing and barking, telling us what to do. Don't you? No, he just sleeps through it, doesn't he? He's really good. He's a good little egg.
How's today gone?
How has today gone? I'm really happy with how today's gone. The insulation is complete.
It's good, very good. It's a little bit slow just because obviously we have to film everything, but other than that, it's going at a nice pace. Film
everything and not do anything at night time, which is why we kind of cracked on with things yesterday. But tomorrow, the plans are... We don't have any. We don't have any plans. So we're going to have to think about that tonight. We do need to think about like wiring, electronics and stuff like that.
Buy it as well.
Windows. So I think tonight we just sit down and kind of get that prepped and then maybe we know what we're doing tomorrow. Yeah? So we'll catch you then. Go on, give him your paw. Boom. 3 days later.
We've got a new countersink so we can finish off this floor.
Yeah, and we've had our 4-way stretch carpet delivered so we can start putting that onto the walls.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, we've watched loads of YouTube videos on this. We've done carpeting ourselves in our other vans, but we find
it's questionable, definitely. We've actually looked at quite a few YouTube videos this morning just to try and get some tips on how to do it because it's a bit of a dark art for us.
Yeah, hopefully on our 5th camper van it'll be a much smoother install, but we'll find out. Let's get this open. I've gone for the same colour carpet that we went for in Terra, the van that we live in. Like a beige. It will go with the driftwood. I think I've ordered about 3 meters of it. I actually don't know how much exactly we needed, so it was a massive guesstimate on this part. But if there's any spare, I guess it can go towards another camper van. To install the carpet, we will be using some scissors, a knife, and some spray glue. And we're going to start with the wheel arch because if we go wrong, it's going to be hidden anyway. So let's go. To begin the carpeting, we prep the walls, covering any metal cavities left bare with foil and vacuuming. Okay, I've measured against the wheel arch and I've added another like 20 centimetres on, so I can't, I've just gone and lost it, so I can't go wrong. I don't know, I hate this stuff. The scissors aren't doing anything. The scissors aren't doing anything. I was so ready to start cutting. So I just ran off to Wilco's to grab some scissors, so hopefully these work. Now let's get cracking. Nice. That is a good cut. £3.50, but it all adds up. That's the annoying thing about a van build, is when you don't have all the tools, it all just starts to tot up. It really does. I am actually keeping a spreadsheet on how much the entire van build will cost, so we'll share that at the end as well. So I have my piece cut, which should be easier to work with as it's smaller, which will go here. So the reason why we are carpeting this wheel arch and have only filled the other one, which we've done already, is because this is going to sit in the storage of the bed. So it is likely people are going to store stuff in the bed and it is going to touch the wheel arch. So a nice finish is what we are after. I saw people using like a roller tool, but we don't have anything like that, so the back of a screwdriver is helping as well to get into the nooks and crannies and to rub out any creases in the carpet. And scraper will come in handy too. And I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. The good thing about 4-way stretch carpet is it molds into shape, so technically I shouldn't have to do like any cuts in the fabric. So here it's creasing, so I'm just gonna try and scrape that out. I have no idea how I'm gonna do this bit. Sam, what did the YouTube say here?
Keep it nice and tight, pull it around and it'll work itself out, I think.
Okay, I see that.
Good. There, you got it.
It's this. There's like a big lump in the wheel arch bit that connects it to the back, and it's really hard to work with. Just gonna spray it and just go with it, yeah. It's hidden anyway. You can stretch it, pull it. I mean, there's all this. I definitely could not do it in one piece. Sam says it's because they didn't have this, so he's trying to make me feel a bit better about myself. So what I've done, which I've always done on my wheel arches, is I've just cut I can't even remember what it was called in pattern cutting. Just like a pivot point, I don't know. So then obviously, because it's a curve, they can flap over each other. You'll see what I mean. Oh my god! It actually looks alright. I know I've had to do a cut, but that is alright. I'm really happy with that. What I did is I cut that line so it can flap over each other, see? Bent the one under here. How marvellous does that look? And then this one flaps under there. Look at that! Rate my carpeting out of 10 in the comments below. If you give me lower than a 5, I guess I'll have to do a forfeit. So it's now time to trim it down. In hindsight, we should have carpeted first, but we didn't have it. And usually I'd put the carpet on and then you'd put the flooring in, so then it can just, all this excess bit can just hide. But obviously we're doing it afterwards, so we're gonna cut it in this crease that I have notched out with like this to make sure it's going underneath the flooring. And then hopefully it'll be a really neat finish. I'm actually really happy with how this has come out. It's still not one piece, but I think it's a good 8 out of 10. I may have cheated a little bit. I ended up pulling it out and just trimming it with this because it was much quicker. So instead I'm just gonna then squash it back in underneath the floor. I don't think anyone would know we did it after the flooring. Spot the patchwork. Okay, so let's speed things up on the carpet front. Next bit will be here. For the back doors we removed all of the fixings and again cut the fabric wider than needed and glued everything down in small sections. We used the scraper and back of the screwdriver to work it into the nooks and crannies and then let the glue set. Once set, we trimmed down the carpet to meet the seal trim and left the excess on the other side as it will go behind the walls. So that is the end of today.
Yeah.
The end of this vlog.
How do you feel about the carpet?
I'm actually really happy with it. I hate carpeting because it's so difficult to get into all of the like bends.
The crevices are awkward.
But I rate we've done a solid 8 out of 10 job.
I was going to give it a 9 actually.
I'm rating it 8 because we have had to chop some parts up rather than doing one whole long length. If it wasn't for that, it would reach a 9. And then it would be a 10. It'd be a 10 if we didn't get glue on like the seal and on the floor. There we go. I think that's a fair
think it looks
rating.
absolutely brilliant considering we built 5 vans between us.
It's not like we know what we're doing.
This is the best one. That's gone really well. This is the best one. Yeah, I'm really happy. It's a shame we're not living in this one because this is perfect. So where we are, we said at the beginning of this video that we were going to start the walls, which meant the insulation, the ply, the battening and the cladding, and then at a stretch we said painting. Turns out... They said it's nice to have aspirations, but
turns out we literally got the insulation and carpeting done. So, next week it means... There's actually a part 2 of the walls yet, is there? First up is...
We're going to have to start the wiring.
The wiring, so we're going to start the electrics. Solar panels on the roof, wiring on the walls, and then part 2 of the walls will come after that.
That's a good one. I think we have a little bit of a plan. That's not too much to get completed.
I think so.
And that's the end of the vlog, so we'll catch you next week for the start of the electrics. And as always, guys, if you like the video, give it a
what to do.
Thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on those notifications.
Yeah, we'll catch you next week. Ciao!
Before we go, guys, it's probably a good idea that we check that these doors actually shut.
Okay. So Sam's putting the torch on to see if I can see it through here. Make sure the seal is fine. And I can't see any light. No, nothing. So, I think that's a wrap. Night.